Kurt Kelly with Actors Reporter and Live Video Inc. at this year's AFM 2012. This is the 33rd year.
It's the 33rd year you've interviewed me there.
Oh, okay. Phew, I knew there was 33 in here. This is Joel Eisenberg.
Here, but who's counting?
And Joel, you have new offices at Paramount. Congratulations.
Thank you very much. Why haven't you been there?
I've been out of the country. I've been in Europe. I've been in India. I've been everywhere but your office.
Okay. You're
Maybe this Friday I'll come by.
Let me know.
Okay. So you're working on several projects since we last talked.
I'm working on several projects.
Illuminate.
Okay, as far as these several projects, John Landis, Joe Dante, and I are doing Tales from the Crypt.
How's that coming?
It's coming very well, actually,
Nice.
and I'm going to have an update for you very shortly.
I like that.
After AFM.
Okay.
I will, I promise. Stephen Goldman, Alan Brewer, and myself, we're doing The Human Fly, which is based in part on a Marvel comic book from the 1970s.
Wow.
So we're doing that. We've been getting some nice press for that. We're doing a project based on a one-woman show on Marilyn Monroe called Marilyn Forever Blonde. And
Interesting.
Thank you. We're putting that together now. It is incredibly hot out here.
Yes, it is.
I wish I had sunglasses on like you did. Not yet.
Yeah.
But most...
The only reason I have these on is so I can see you.
You know, last, certainly not least, Tracy Beebe had mentioned From Horses to Hollywood. Cowboy is an incredible project that for this boy born in Brooklyn, New York, and raised in Brooklyn, New York, born in the projects in Sheepshead Bay, responding to a horse story, outrageous and outstanding.
Because you had so many horses in Brooklyn.
I had so many horses in Brooklyn. My experience with horses is just out of this world. Here's the reality. The reality is, I was a special education teacher for 10 years.
You taught special ed? I didn't know that about you.
I taught special ed. Actually, my degree is in special ed, bachelor's from Brooklyn College.
Which sets you up perfectly for entertainment.
Exactly right. I could deal with every ego known to man. I mean, you know, the thing of it is, yeah. No, but here's the deal. I taught drug addicts. I taught gang kids, autistic kids and adults. I've sort of run the spectrum in the populations that I was working with. So when I had met Tracy Beebe, and she had presented that script Cowboy to me, even though technically it had nothing whatsoever to do with special education, it had to deal with themes of rehabilitation and using animals to rehabilitate inmates. I have a sensitivity to this, so we connected, and we are so anxiously looking forward to getting this project off the ground.
Well, and if I understood correctly from our conversation with her, that you're working on actually two projects, the documentary about the horses, and then the life story about the person
Tracy, right. Tracy actually has completed the documentary. Mm-hmm. I have nothing whatsoever to do with the documentary.
Except that you viewed it and went, wow, that was really good.
Of course.
Okay.
Of course. As far as the film is based in part on the documentary. And it's just an incredibly, incredibly fascinating project. And as I was saying before, no BS. I mean, basically, you get a kid from Brooklyn who wouldn't normally respond to this type of material. The script was outstanding.
So this is a family film, if I'm understanding.
It's a family film with a little bit of edge.
Okay.
We are going to get deep into the prisons. Mm-hmm. Okay, and there are very specific stories within the film of inmates that are still confronting their demons. Right. But you're also going to get this incredible heartwarming story, this true life adventure of how these horses that also are wild join with the inmates for mutual rehabilitation, and it's just an incredible, incredible story.
I think as this snowballs for you, which I'm sure it will.
The response we've gotten from the AFM has been just very gratifying. We've spoken to, actually Tracy posted this on her Facebook yesterday.
Right.
There are now directors that are approaching her to direct the film. There have been several producers and several executive producers that have approached us in the past couple of days. As soon as Tracy tells the story of the horses and the situations, I would love to do this. We found people that I've known for years. I had no idea that they were, born and raised on horses does not make a whole heck of a lot of sense, Kurt, but you know where I'm coming from.
I actually do, because I'm one of those people.
There you go.
Yes.
There you go.
And I was going to say, I have a feeling as more and more people become aware of this, you'll find organizations, I don't know if it's the PETAs of the world or the humane societies, but you will find other people that will gravitate towards this because of that aspect to it also.
100%. The one thing that this market brought to me that I am completely shocked about is how many people, again, consider themselves horsemen or horsewomen or horse people. There have been an awful lot of people that we've spoken to that want to be on this project in some capacity precisely because of their love of horses.
Nice.
And their sensitivities, and it's just been very, very interesting. Hollywood is not necessarily known for its sensitivity,
right?
But this market, I don't know, maybe it's the times, I have no idea, but what a surprise. What a very pleasant surprise.
There's been some surprises for me at this year's convention, and maybe you picked up on some of that also, but I've talked to some international salespeople who are saying films that traditionally haven't done well in the international market, even like romantic comedies, some are starting to break through into the international market the more the language barriers and the communication distribution methods are breaking down.
It's time for a change.
Yeah.
Exactly. More accessibility equals more possibility for change.
Absolutely.
If you don't have that accessibility, you're stuck in the same old, same old. This
now,
way. Yeah.
You've been to many of these. What's different in your mind, if you were to sum it up, what are the different things you're picking up this year over all previous years at AFM?
Passion, in this sense. I'm getting from the people I've spoken to, people seem to be working that much harder. People seem to be trying that much more. And there seems to be sort of an international cooperation, sort of an international spirit. In this particular market, you'll have people flying in from all around the world, as you know.
Literally.
You've been doing this
Quite literally.
And there is just
I flew from India to be here on time.
You just got here from India, that's right. But there's this incredible spirit of international cooperation and passion as far as, I want to work that much harder to get my message out.
Right.
And I'm noticing that over and over again. That's really what I'm seeing at this market, more than probably any that I've attended, specifically the AFM for the past 13 years.
Well, and there's even new countries now stepping up to become more involved. Like I spoke with someone from the Panamanian Film Commission. They've never been here before.
Yeah.
This is the first time because they realize there's $1 billion worth of business done out of this show.
That's all.
There's new incentives being, I think it was Colombia I saw, is offering up to almost 50 cents on the dollar now to get people to shoot there. So there's a lot of incentives for people to come here as filmmakers to do their deals. For newer people trying to get to where you're at, what are your words of wisdom?
Okay. I have an iPad that's laying about 3 feet from you.
I see it.
Between the iPads, the iPhones, no, I'm not pushing Apple products per se.
I for a minute thought you were
the
working
Microsoft,
with Steve Jobs. Yeah. Okay.
The standard.
Yeah.
Here's the point. The point is with all of these other
Don't you guys have that spinning beach ball on your screen?
Yes.
Okay, just checking.
And I'm still suffering the effects. With all of the delivery methods that we have now that we did not have 5 years ago, that's the point. Between the phones, the internet, functions, the iPad, the Netflix,
You can
all
literally
this type
shoot
of thing.
HD on these now.
You could shoot HD, you could watch it 3D as well on some of these phones. The point is that you have more of an opportunity now. There are more stations, there are more off-television stations, there are more networks now.
Yep.
For both film and TV, the markets that you have as a filmmaker or as a television maker, they're that much more than they were several years ago. Next year, they'll be that much more than they are now, and so on. So as your markets expand, the opportunity is there, again, to really get your point across to maybe, more of a capacity than you would have been able to before.
Costs have also come down exponentially as a result of that.
Everybody's fighting for your business. Everybody wants you to shoot where they have their particular incentives. You just got to see what's right for your film and kind of go from there. But costs are indeed coming down. Equity is freeing up, and hopefully it will continue to do so.
How about the piracy issue? It's that issue that some people want to talk about, others don't. What's your thought on it?
The piracy issue is always going to be a problem.
It's interesting, though, that so many people, if they own a store and you went in and picked up that loaf of bread and started walking out, would see that as a crime. But people will download stuff and take it off the internet and not think twice about taking money from performers' pockets.
Exactly right. And it's happened to me as a producer. I have a couple of movies I did that are on YouTube.
Wow.
Yeah,
and I now?
Exactly, and we've sent our notices out and so forth and so on. They're removed for 5 minutes, and then 2 days later, another producer posts it, and kind of goes from and it's from there replicated. And goes viral on other sites and so on. It's an ongoing issue, and with the delivery methods on an upside, as a downside, there's more of an opportunity to steal the material.
Right.
But we don't want to get this into a negative kind of area, do
No,
we?
not at all.
Okay.
I actually think the more we come up with better product, the more people will hopefully have a reason to go ahead and pay for it and get the real versions
I agree.
of quality.
I agree. I agree.
So, over the next couple of years, where are you headed?
No, I was going to say something clever, like I'm going to Disneyland. I won't say.
Okay, good.
I'm not
I
going
hope you
to
have a good
Disneyland.
time. Tell Mickey I said hi.
Where am I headed? Basically, my company is looking at, again, really making inroads in television. And we're hoping that Crypt is project A of that. Hopefully that'll work itself out
For a
and be a
recurring
hit.
series now.
For a recurring series, yes. This is an ongoing, we have an order. I'm speaking a little too quickly. I'm going to take back what I was just about to say, but we do have...
Hypothetically, you want to be in an
hypothetically, we
episodic
have...
world.
Yes.
Okay.
It was more hypothetical than that. I mean, it was less hypothetical than that. We
Right.
have, you know, our ducks in a row and our scripts and Bibles and things like that.
Congratulations.
I almost slipped, but I won't. I will tell you, I will tell Actors Reporter when the time is right.
Soon.
Yes.
But there is a network looming in the wings.
Yes.
And soon we'll be seeing you in the halls
Yes.
at
Yes.
To Be Continued. I'm Kurt Kelly with Joel Eisenberg at Actors Reporter for AFM 2012.
Thank you, man.